Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to another week of small groups. We're so glad that you've decided to join us. We're just coming out of our Perspective Shift series, which was a great series to be a part of. But if you missed it, don't worry. Small groups will still run till about the first week of December. And so keep diving in, keep learning, and keep building relationally with the people around you. This past week, we started a new series called God is Able. And Pastor Jordan this Sunday spoke on three different things or ways that God can work. He can work for you, He can work in you, and He can work through you. And really, as I stand in this building today, and even I'm videoing this in the Discover Room with the timeline behind me of our story and our building and what we've been through as a church family. And I think about this building. I think about what it's been, but I also think about in a season when we were hoping and dreaming about what it would look like to have our home and our a building that we could have church and worship together in. And we were even raising money for just to buy land. And in the middle of that season, God did some work for us. He was doing some things behind the scenes when we were doing some work on our own, and God just dropped this building in our lap. And man, I'm so thankful for that. And it's so much bigger than I could ever realize or think about our church being back then. But not only that, God works in us. God works in this building. I think about painting these walls, the task that was, or many of us helped through construction and cleanup, or maybe building some different things for this church. But my favorite part is the last thing, that God can work through us. And I think about the people that come here on Sunday mornings and that were just like I was when I first came here. They were broken, they were hurt, they were looking for something. And that something, whether people know it or not, is a God that can work for you. And I'm thankful to be part of a church family that doesn't just sit on the sidelines, but lets God work through us, through each and every single one of us. So I'm thankful for this series. But even looking back on my personal life, I see in moments and times where these different things have taken effect, where God has worked for me, where there were some battles that I couldn't have done on my own at all. And God kind of stepped up to the plate in a sense and fought some battles for me and did some things for me that I could never have done by myself. Pastor Jordan spoke on Sunday about salvation and just the gift that is, how God worked for us through salvation. And God working in me, God really shaping me and molding me. I'm so much different of a person than I used to be. And I tell people that a lot, that how much I've changed from high school to college to now. Just a totally different person. And God was working in me. But God's working through me too. I think about just being in situations, whether it be with students or some young adults, some people my age, whoever it may be, that just needs some encouragement, needs some love. I think about some students that I've invested in over the years. I actually did a wedding this past Saturday for one of them. And God worked through me to influence and to help someone have a better life, have a better aspect of who God was and what he wanted for his life. But that's not just for me. I know so many of us, God's worked for us. God's worked in us and still working in us. And God is working or is going to work through us. And each of us individually and each of our families has something that God has done for us, gifted us, and is going to use and work through us to build his kingdom, to bring lost people closer to him. And so as we go into our small groups this evening, I have a few questions for you to talk about. First question is, what season really sticks out the most for you right now? In what working season is God for you? Is he working for you? Is he working in you? Or is he working more through you right now? Question number 2, what has God been working on in you? Because we're never a finished product. We should all be growing each and every single day. What do you feel like God has been working on in you? And number 3, how do you think God can work through you in this season? Or maybe it's even through your small group. I got to give a little shout out, Miss Debbie's small group. They meet on Wednesdays, and they got together and baked some home goodies and took it to our prison campus out at Great Plains Correctional Facility and blessed some of the men in Miss Debbie's class with some home goodies. And that was God working through them. And so I'm wondering, what is God going to do through you? And what is God going to do through your small group? And what is God going to do through our church this coming season as we head into Thanksgiving and Christmas and the holiday season? I believe that God has so much greater in store for us than we could ever imagine. And so discuss these things. Enjoy a great time at small group. We love you so much, and we'll see you soon.